I get that question a lot of times, and I feel like people misunderstand me.
Okay.
For example, if I am the type to judge, or that I judge people, or that I have this holier than thou attitude, I wouldn't even be working with the people that I work with. If you get what I mean. I'm in the industry. You know, I'm in the game with them. We dine together. We talk together. We vibe together. Like I can literally work with anybody in the industry. So it's not the people that I'm against. You know, I'm just trying to, in my own little way, show people that, okay, this thing can be done decently and we can still make money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because of the adverse effect of what we do as artists. What we do as artists reflect on millions of people out there. Like, you have great influence, you don't even know. Like, people would, because of you, start to do things that you just did because, I mean, it was probably just a mistake. And then people would take it beyond what you think. So I'm not saying that people should not do what they want to do. I'm not saying that celebrities shouldn't be themselves, or they should not make the kind of music that they want to make. All I'm just saying is be decent. That's just all I'm advocating.
But it is okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And I wanna quickly say something.
Yes,
the opposite of secular, the opposite of gospel is not secular.
Right.
The opposite of gospel is carnal. You know, so when people say, why not feature messaging? Why not? I'm not a gospel singer.
Exactly. That's what I thought. So like that's why I said you're in the same industry as these guys. But it looks like, so when you name drop these people, it looks like you
I don't name drop.
Okay, so when you talk about the work of some of the artists, you know, when you know, on an umbrella or like in a blanket way, talk about the work of these guys, especially when it's trending at the time.
Okay.
You know, it just makes people feel that way. Okay, I think the only person you name drop was Portable, right? Some people misconstrued that. So maybe you talk about that too. Because I'm like, I don't like, oh, you don't want to wake up Portable fans, but I think it was,
a lot of things are misunderstood by the public, because most times the media just wants to put out what we sell. Because if you watch that podcast, the podcast that trended and people came at me and said a whole lot of things, I saw that few people went and watched the podcast and said Spyro thumbs up, because they get it.
Okay.
You can't judge someone with 10 seconds clip when you've not seen the whole full thing. Because I never even said, majority of the things that you thought I said was read out of context.
You think it was taken out of context?
Yeah, it was taken out of context, because that's not exactly how I said it. And I didn't mention no one's name.
Okay.
You know, so I was just trying to make my point, and I wasn't trying to put anybody down, because Charlie Poppy, for example, is my guy. Do you understand? We were together at was it Akure? OOU. We were together.
Okay, yeah, I saw a video of both of you together,
and we chilled together. So,
would you say you guys, you know, are good? Would you say you guys have a good relationship, you and Charlie Poppy? Because in that video, it just almost looked like you were. I didn't
even mention Charlie's name.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like,
you understand?
Like, you and Charlie Poppy were together recently, but in that video that surfaced on the internet,
okay,
to be honest, it looked like you were
explaining
yourself to no avail, because he was just like,
we had spoken on phone before I got there.
Right.
So I was having a conversation with Ubi Franklin, and Ubi was like, "Oh, Charlie is even here," and I was like, "Oh, would you want to talk to Charlie?" Because I was still just addressing the issue with Ubi, and he said, "Charlie is here in the studio." And I'm like, "Oh, put him on the call, let's talk." And then I said, even before I said anything, he said, bro, I understand that this thing they build. I know say then twist this thing, no worry. I don't watch the podcast. Do you understand? That was what he said to me on phone. I'm like, I hope you didn't take any offense. They, bro, no, none taken at all. And then I'm like, I'm in the neighborhood, I'm gonna pull up. And he said, that's fine. And then we pulled up in the studio. I pulled up in the studio, and I mean, that was it, because it was just taken out of context.
Right.
I'm not a gospel singer. You know, I'm a secular singer.
That's what I thought.
And then secular now, Oh my na secular.
Right.
Nigeria rise Nigeria secular music. Yeah. The opposite of gospel is carnal, not secular. So ain't nothing wrong with secular. And all this name tagging, I necessarily don't feel like there's any need for it. When people say, oh, gospel singer, you don't go to the bank and count gospel money and say, oh, give me gospel money.
So I was just gonna say, before I ask you the final question, I was gonna ask you about Shadi. I was just gonna say that, just like you said, right? The opposite of gospel is carnal, not even secular.
Yeah.
So why does it seem like, you're trying to sanitize your or critique the kind of work that the people put out? So see the angle I'm coming from.
Okay.
All of the stuff that we grew up on. We grew up on hip hop music.
All right.
Hardcore hip hop music. I was 5 in New York rapping Public Enemy and stuff. I still turned out right. I didn't start shooting guns and everything else. It's the content. As everybody grew up in Hollywood. There's movies about serial killers, everything else. That's what it is. That's the industry. If you wanted to watch something else, I'll probably go watch maybe like Ron Canoli or something, right? Yeah, I'm just saying. So it is what it is. Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, but I did watch that. I'm just saying, like, people in the secular industry do the content that they would do. Dr. Dre, everybody else, they'll rap about drugs and guns and whatever. People enjoy this gangster rap. There's a lot of rappers who did that who rapped about that who never did that. So that's why a lot of people are upset. So it's secular music, and you're in the same industry. So when you now come to say, okay, you know what, I love the music out, kind of like glorifies it. So it just looks like you're it's like you're trying to act like you're holier than everybody else.
I get where you're coming from, right. And if you follow me, you see that every time I keep saying that I'm not holy, and I'm not here to preach I'm not here to preach holiness. I'm not even a pastor. I'm just a lover of God.
Okay.
Do you understand? So I'm just trying to do my thing the decent way. And a lot of times I advocate that it would be good. Because in that same podcast, I said something like, well, it's fine if you want to do this thing. It's your music at the end of the day. I can't control what you want to do.
Or what you put out.
But I'm just saying in my own space, this is what I'm trying to do. And I would love it if people can, at least try and also keep it clean out. I'm not saying that's what you must do. I have things that I struggle with. I struggled with pornography for years. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not a saint. I have so it pains me when people I go through. Do you understand? I go through these things. I'm in here with you guys. I'm not saying that I'm holy. Do you understand? Everyone is far from holy. And that's not what I'm coming to preach to people, that, oh, you have to be holy. You have to be this. I'm human just like you.
Right.
Do you understand? But I'm just saying that as much as we can, because you said something now, you said we grew up on these things, but you've forgotten that we also had our parents that were balancing these things up, for us. Right. And the media was not this powerful back then when we were growing up. But now, majority of these things are in your faces. Your kids will turn on the TV and see these things, regulations. And even if you are home to say, oh, don't watch it, they will go out there and say, like, it wasn't like how it was. Most of all these things were coded in our time. Do you understand? So you don't see it. It wasn't. Let's go deep.
So is it the job of the artist to now, if they're in a certain industry or if they make certain type of art, to now change the direction of their art, which they've always made for the consumers? Or is it, because at the end of the day, like I said, people can choose to consume what they want to consume. and then I think parents also have the responsibility.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these things, if you listen to certain songs or you watch certain movies, they tell you like the grade, it's PG, it's over 18 or whatever it is. So the society, like, people would always be exposed to stuff, right? At the end of the day. So it's now left for you, depending on how you raise your kids, to now say, okay, you know what, you can't consume this, you can't consume that. So, but it's almost like your own messages, my guys, everybody has to keep it clean. So like you're coming you're not a gospel artist. They're coming to try to sanitize.
Not this idea of I'm coming to say everybody has to keep it clean. No, that's not what I'm doing.
Right, we get
Do you understand? So because when people come say go and work with Mercy Chinwo, go and work with, I have gospel artists on my projects. I have a song coming out with Tim Godfrey.
All right.
and I'm still working with couple of other gospel artists, but that's not what I'm about. Even the gospel of Christ is love. You don't push people away. You don't. How do you get the message to the people out there if you're condemning them? So I would never condemn anyone. Right. Do you understand? And that's why it's deep because I don't want to go into certain things.
No, you can go into it.
I would never ever condemn anyone because it's you and your God. At the end of the day, you don't know what I'm doing in my house when I get back home. Do you understand? In my closet, you don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know what you're doing, because we'll be shocked when we get to heaven. And I don't like the idea that people want to talk about bad people. You mention when you want to mention bad people. Now you say Tiwa Savage. How do you know Tiwa Savage is
a bad person?
So what makes you? Why can't I work with Tiwa? Why can't I work with Charlie Poppy? Why can't I work with Davido?
Exactly. So it looks like an identity crisis then, because you work with them, and then at the same time, you in the same vein or in the same breath, you now try to say, okay, you know what, so that's the thing.
You know what I'm trying to do?
Right.
What I'm trying to do is just like an artist can say, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to raise a new set of artists.
Okay.
That, this is what I want them to do. I want them to always talk about social vices. For example, Fela spoke about social vices,
corruption, and
the likes of Sound Sultan took after him and all that. But I'm trying to raise a set of artists that churn out clean content.
Clean content.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say clean content?
When I mean clean content, I mean not gospel.
Okay.
It can be secular. It can be. I sing about love a lot. Do you understand? You can sing about love. You can sing about women. You can do. But when you want to shoot your music video, or from the things that you say, just try and keep it mild. Is what I'm saying.
Like profanity. All
do you understand? Just keep it. That's what I want to do. Another artist can decide to do it another way. I'm not going to fight you for that. But for I speak for the kind of people that I'm trying to, bring up. Right. A lot of people also look up to me. So the idea in the industry is that a lot of people are actually doing this kind of music that, music. Because they feel like if I don't do it this way, I was under that. I was under that influence for a long time. People would tell me that if you don't do it this way,
sound a certain way,
you're not going to make money.
Right.
If you don't sing the so and so way, you're not going to make money. But I'm just trying to say you can actually make money from doing whatever you're comfortable doing.
Right.
I'm comfortable pushing out clean. I'm conscious. God bless you. I'm comfortable putting out conscious music. I'm comfortable doing my love music, and you can also do it and make money from doing it. That's all I'm about.
Okay, that makes sense.